Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic.
What actor or actress stupidly left a movie franchise or TV series thinking they were too good for it, only to be never popular again? Terrence Howard was in Iron Man 1 and was going to become War Machine. This was the very start of the Marvel movies, the MCU. He got bounced, I think, for asking for crazy money. Don Cheadle replaced him for Iron Man 2 and all the movies beyond. Terrence Howard is completely batshit insane. Isn't he trying to trick some African country that he invented new atoms or some shit? Howard wanted more money than RDJ and a contract that guaranteed him a raise to ensure he would always be paid more than RDJ. Yeah, that was never going to happen. Not exactly the same as your question, but Sean Connery turned down the role of Gandalf for $30 million. Plus 15% of profits, which would have got him about $450 million. He said he didn't understand the script. So next time he was offered a script he didn't understand, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, he took it. Ended up so disappointed in the product that he retired from acting. You cannot pash. That ish not for them to decide. All we have to decide is what to do with the time that ish given USH. Not for nothing, but I'm glad he turned it down. Sir Ian McKellen was perfect in that role. I cannot see anyone else pulling it off the way he did. Agreed. I believe Christopher Lee actually auditioned for Gandalf and they pushed him to Saruman. I think they got it right. While it's not a deep film, I really enjoyed Extraordinary Gentlemen. It was a lot of fun. I mean, they weren't making Casablanca. That movie had already been made. I concur. I won't say it was great, but damn it, we need more steampunk. Late to the party, but Stuart Townsend was the original casting for Aragorn in the LOTR movies. But during pre-production and rehearsals he refused to practice things like swordplay, horse riding, action choreography, etc. Always responding, "You'll get it on the day." Peter Jackson decided he couldn't work with him. Viggo is brought in literally on the first day of shooting and the rest is history. Thank Viggo's son Alex for pushing him to take the role. His son is a huge LOTR fan and thought it would be cool for his dad to play Aragorn. He pretty much did it for his son. Same with Raul Julia as M. Bison in the Street Fighter movie. Wait, that's why he was dropped? I'd heard people saying it was just that he wasn't the right fit. I never heard anything about him refusing to rehearse the action stuff. Also, best recasting ever. There's a book called Anything You Can Imagine, Peter Jackson and the Making of Middle-earth. The author talks about how Stuart Townsend seemed unmotivated and mentions he saw Ian McKellen asking Stuart something like, "You do want to be in these movies, right?" Quote, "I mean, to be fair, refusing to rehearse does make him a bad fit." Stuart, "I refuse to practice." Viggo literally breaks bone for the role. Stuart, "I refuse to practice sword fighting choreographer. Viggo was the finest swordsman I ever trained." Stuart, "I refuse to practice horse trainer. Viggo worked so hard to bond and understand his horse that I had to let him keep the horse." Stuart, "I refuse to practice Viggo. I'm going to hike and camp my way to the next filming location so it looks like I have been hiking and camping my way from one location to the other." Lacey Chabert left Family Guy and was replaced by Mila Kunis, who has made bank between new episodes and syndication. She sounds like someone who's about to give up a huge opportunity. It's interesting that the show changed so much in the first 10 years before Back to the Pilot and has barely changed at all in the 10 years since. They couldn't do a Back to the Pilot Part 2 because there aren't any major changes to play off of. TBF, Family Guy was cancelled after the third season. It wasn't until it hit huge in DVD sales that Fox brought it back. The ratings weren't great those first 3 seasons and it seemed like the show was done for good. It actually got cancelled twice. Fox cancelled it after the second season and then again after the third. They tried to air a brand new show as competition against Frasier and then Friends and were surprised it didn't do well. After the third season, it was syndicated by Cartoon Network and then brought back by Fox due to DVD sales and reruns in a much better time slot. My ex-girlfriend was on a soap but as a regular extra. They were starting to give her speaking roles, got her SAG card, etc. Once she got her SAG, she demanded more speaking roles or she was leaving. She never got another role after that. Imagine being an elevated extra and thinking you can make demands like this. "Oh no, you're gonna leave? But we can't do the show without you." Quote, "The viewing audience, hey, where the fuck is barista number 2? She's the only reason I watch this show." Happened to a friend of mine, approximately 25 years ago in Los Angeles. She had a recurring role on a hit network sitcom. But it was a dumb show and she wanted to be taken seriously, so she quit just as she was getting noticed. Never got another good role. Quit acting a few years later and moved to Las Vegas to run a Pilates studio. I live in LA and have a lot of actor friends, and you see this a lot. So many new actors think, "Okay, I got my SAG card. I've made it. Time to start looking for my big breakout role. In reality, getting SAG eligibility is literally the first step in becoming a professional actor. It takes years of hard work just to get that far sometimes. And so people think it's going to be career-changing when it happens. In reality, that's just the very start of becoming a successful working actor. Let alone becoming a famous actor. Because there are thousands of working actors who make a good living in film and television who no one has ever heard of. Commercial actors, soap actors, reality TV actors, all kinds of roles where you're not going to be famous but you'll make a paycheck that lets you pay rent and work in the industry. Once you get SAG eligibility, you still will probably need several years of cutting your teeth, working whatever jobs you can get. Shitty sitcoms, reality TV spots, soap opera work, etc. Anything that can get you a paycheck and a credit should be something you prioritize. So many actors don't realize what an uphill battle it is making it in that industry even after you've gotten union status and you're allowed to be hired for speaking roles. That's literally step one on like a 50-step journey. Just because it takes you years and years to get to step one doesn't mean it's not still step one.